A group of teenagers decided to spend a nice weekend by the lake. Please welcome the rich kid. Already has more money than most people, yet has never actually done any work. The jock is focused on two things: sports and working out. The prom queen was voted most popular, best hair and best dressed. She's a triple threat. The movie buff has seen every horror movie ever made. The final one, actually the final girl, she's always the last to kill. Loyal, tough, hard-working, she would always help out a friend in need. It's going to be a great weekend. A group of 5 friends are going to spend a fun weekend at the lake. Little do they know, but there is a 6th guest that will be dropping by. Hi, this is Dmitry again and Pasyans Show channel, and we're going to play the next game, one of the contestants of the print and play Solitaire contest, which is going on the Board Game Geek. And it's me, Aishwarya, Chrissy, Veselko and Matt, who are doing all the videos about all the games participating in this contest. The links to the videos, which are made by my friends, will be in the description to this video, and in the end of this video please check out the videos which they made for you this week. I'm sure those games will be also great. Today we're playing Terror by the Lake. As you might already understood by the beginning of this video, this game is based on the horror movies. I don't know if I'm a big fan or not. I'm sure that Veselko is a big fan of horror movies. He wanted to make a video about this game, but I kinda took this away from him. I don't know. I hope that he's not offended by that. Anyway, yeah, this is a game about horror movie. It takes a lot of themes from the classic horror movies about the teenagers having fun in some lonely place, and they are going to be killed one by one. The special thing about this game is that we are not going to play for the teenagers. Contrary, we are going to play for the killer, and we have some choice for whom we are going to play. It can be the lumberjack or the chef or the scuba diver or the welder or mechanic. Exterminate the doctor and mechanic, and all of them have their own story, why they were dead, why they are so angry. But actually it doesn't matter much, right? They just want to kill everybody, and this is the main goal of the game. This is the main goal, what we are going to do. We have to kill all the teenagers which are taking rest in this small house by the lake. To play this game we're going to need this sheet of paper. The author of the game, which is by the way Peter DeMarco, and the art of this particular sheet is done by Kevin Preval. The author, Peter DeMarco, he actually wanted to make this game a card game, a game which can be played in a short period of time during the break at work or anywhere. So he wanted to make those locations to be made of cards, but so far the game is in the process of finalizing, and it looks like this. I think it looks very good, actually. So what we need for this game is this sheet of paper. We also need one 8-sided die or 2 8-sided dice, which would be better. I also have here a dice tower to help me throw the dice, and also some tracker which will track the rounds for this game. We will need to kill all the teenagers by the end of the a 12th round. If we are not able to do that, we lose the game. In the beginning of the game, what we need to do is to distribute all our characters in the house. And what we are doing, we are throwing the die, and according to the place, we just distribute the characters. So if it's 6, then it's the bedroom, and we take the jock and put him in the bedroom. Then we will decide where the rich kid will go. He will go to the kitchen. Okay. Then we will decide where the movie buff will go. The movie buff will go to the kitchen as well. So the guys probably went to grab some beers. Then the final girl. It says the final one, but the author decided to name her the final girl. Yeah, and the final girl will go to, and the final girl goes to garage. Okay, and the last is the prom queen. The prom queen will go to the living room. So, yeah, this is our starting position, and we play for this guy. As I said, we have a choice of killers, and this is Lumberjack. I decided to play for Lumberjack, although he's not the easiest one. His difficulty is hard, and his starting room is woods. So he came from the woods to this house. He was killed by a falling tree in the woods. The Lumberjack hunts down all who trespass. And he has a special ability, block and exit. I can pick one room before rolling for fleeing characters. The characters may not flee to that room during this round. So we will scare our characters, and they are going to flee from one room to another room. And his ability is to block the way, not to let them go to a certain room which we will choose. Actually, how this game plays is that we do not control the characters. We scare them, and they run to random places. We, as a killer, can move from one place to another. We can move to adjacent places. Adjacent places are those which can be reached without passing through another one. So, for example, from the woods we can go to the basement or to the garage, and from the garage we can go to the study, to the basement, to the woods, and to the living room. So we start from the woods. The turn sequence is shown actually here. First we do the jump scare, then we strike, the killer strikes, then we resolve the strike, and then we advance the timer. Okay? We can do the jump scare in any room we like. So we can do the jump scare in the kitchen, for example, to scare those guys, to get them closer to us. And then we can do the killer strike either in the room where we are or in the adjacent room. So we can jump to the next room and try to strike the character. The battle in this game is quite easy. We just roll 2 dice, and whose die is the highest, he wins. It's quite simple. And in the beginning I actually thought that this game is quite primitive, but it turned out to be not so, because it's not the game about throwing dice, because it would be very boring to throw the dice the whole game. This game is about the strategy, how you can influence those guys so that you were able to kill them all. The problem is that all of them have their own abilities. When they stick together in one room, we roll for every one of them, and the result is added. So it will not be possible to kill 2 persons. It's like in the movies, you know, the character should be alone to be an easy catch for the killer. For example, the final girl just cannot be killed until the end of the game. So you will have to kill everybody first before you can touch her. The prom queen will never go to the basement. That's her ability. So if she flees to the basement, she will not do this. We will have to reroll our die. The jock, as you might guess, is a tough guy. So when we roll a die for him, we add +1. So he's difficult to kill. The rich guy will flee. If we will try to kill two guys at the same time, he will flee without any battle at all. And the movie buff, he's the hardest of them all because he has seen all the horror movie ever made, and thus he knows what to do. So when in a room with another character and forced to flee from a killer strike, we will have to roll for the other character first. And the movie buff will flee to the same room as the character. So he will follow his friends and he will always stick together with his friends. And how it works: when we try to kill somebody, if our roll is higher, we kill him. If our roll is lower, we are not killed, we are not damaged or anything. Our characters just flee to a random room again, and our timer advances. But when for some reason the final girl moves to the same room where we are, then she is trying to damage the killer. He's not damaged, of course, but we move an extra space on our timer. And then, if we are lucky to kill everybody and have only the final girl remaining, then we will have to follow the final showdown rules. The final girl and the killer will be in the same room, and depending on this room, the final showdown rules will differ. For example, if we will be in the woods, then we will play the flare gun. The character will not flee the woods. If the character defeats the killer strike 2 times, they succeeded in escaping. So the woods are big and we just lose the final girl. If we will have the final showdown in the garage, then the character will be able to escape if the character rolls greater than the killer strike roll by 4 or more, and so on. The basement special rules, the living room, etc. They are different, they are quite thematic, and this game is really very thematic. I like it. I like the theme. Okay, let's get to the game. It's not very long. So I'm not in a very good situation now, because the final girl has her special role. If I attack somebody and she is in an adjacent room, she will come and help her friend, and they will combine their roles against my role. I will not be able to kill both of them, although I can try. I can scare her and hope she will flee to some distant room, but this probably not the best idea, because she could flee to the woods and damage me, or flee to the lake, and yeah, all the rooms will be adjacent to her. So what I will do is I will probably try to separate those two guys, the rich kid and the movie buff. So what I'm doing is I do the jump scare in this room number 7, which is the kitchen, and the rich kid flies to the living room. He joins the prom queen. Then the movie buff. The movie buff runs to room number 6. This is the bedroom. So he runs here. My situation didn't get any better, actually. So what I can do is just move. I'm moving to the basement, not trying to attack anybody. And my tracker goes 1 position up. Alright, now what I will do, I will try to jump scare again. Now I try to jump scare this living room. Let's roll our die. Number 6, and the prom queen runs to the bedroom. We're screaming, and the rich kid to the room number 6, so they all collected in the same room. That's kind of bad. That's very bad. I move to the study and move my timer 1 place once again. Oof, my game is going very slow. Now absolutely sure I will jump scare this bedroom because they all collected in one room. Let's just scare them up. The prom queen runs to the basement, but she's not going in there, so I have to re-roll. No, once again, number 5. Oh, so she comes just right to me, to the study. Then the movie buff. The movie buff, he also comes to my place, to the study. Okay. The jock. The jock goes to the basement. All right, very good. And the rich kid. The rich kid goes to the lake. Nice. So we finally managed to separate them somehow. But what I will try to do is I will try to get to that rich kid. So I move to the kitchen. That's it. Now my timer goes one space once again. And now what shall I do? Yeah, let's jump scare the study. Let's jump scare the study. Let's separate those two guys. Maybe they will go to better places. First, the prom queen. The prom queen wants to go to the basement, but she actually doesn't want to go there. That's her special ability. She goes to the woods. All right. Now the movie buff. The movie buff. Ooh, bad. Very bad. He joins the rich kid at the lake. Oh, come on. All right. Let's try to kill somebody of them. Let's go to the rich kid. We actually got there, and now we can do the killer strike. That's kind of good because it will separate the rich guy and the movie buff, because the rich kid has his special ability. In a room with another character and the killer, the rich kid will flee before rolling for the killer strike. So he flees, he's fleeing and fleeing to the bedroom. Okay, so now the battle. I try to kill the movie buff. I come to the movie buff, take out my chainsaw, and we are rolling. So my die is brown and the orange one is the characters. Okay, let's roll. Now this way I will not be able to kill anybody. So it's 8 against my 1. So the movie buff just flees to a random room, and it's going to be number 4, the living room. That's the end of the round. We go to the next one. Now we are not going to jump scare anybody. We just move to the bedroom and try to kill the rich guy. So again, the same rules. The brown cube is mine. Good. I killed the first character, and this is the rich kid. The rich kid is dead. We move one space. Let's jump scare the prom queen. Let's try to get her off those woods. And she moves to the room number 2, to the garage. This is okay. What I can do is I just try to kill this movie buff. I move here. I'm trying to kill the movie buff, but since we have the final girl in the adjacent room, she comes to help her friend. I roll my die, which is 8. This gives me some hope. Now I roll for the, let's roll 2 dice, one for the movie buff and one for the final girl, and the sum of their roll is 13. Okay, that's much higher than my 8. So it means that I roll for the final girl because the movie buff will join her in this flee action. So she moves. Oh, that's good. She moves to the lake, and the movie buff just follows her. Nice. We move the tracker, and now I will try to kill the prom queen. I move to the garage and try to kill her. Come on, I'm not lucky. 6 against my 3. She is fleeing to... She cannot stay in the same room. She cannot go to the basement. She goes to the woods. Alright, that's the end of the round. Now I go to the woods. I follow her. I try to kill her once again. And I'm not lucky again. Come on. Why am I so weak? I cannot kill just a small girl. So she's fleeing again. Because when the rolls are equal, I'm not successful. And she moves to the kitchen. Oh, that's bad. Alright. That's the end of the round. I go to the basement. I try to kill the jock. I want to do my bad stuff. And again, it's 2 against 2 and he has +1 in his rolls. So he's winning and he is fleeing to the bedroom. Come on. Okay, round number 9. Let's jump scare our prom queen. She goes to the study. Good. I go to the study and try to kill her once again. Good. Now finally I kill her. 8 against her 5. She's killed. She's murdered. Round number 10. I will not win this game, but let's try. Let's jump scare the bedroom. Okay, he cannot stay in the same room. Good. He came just to me. Now we roll for the jock. Try to kill him. Very good. I managed to kill him. He rolled 1. I rolled 3. He has +1, and this is still less than what I have. So the jock is murdered. The jock is murdered, and I have only 2 rounds left. Let's jump scare the lake. The movie buff goes to the basement. And the final one, the final girl, cannot stay in the same location. And if you roll this, the second roll with the same location, she stays there. Good. I just move to the basement and try to kill the movie buff. No, I'm not lucky. He is fleeing to room number, let's see, 4, the living room, and I have actually the final round, which doesn't make sense. I will not jump scare anybody. I'll just move to the living room trying to kill the movie buff. So annoying. And I'm not successful. And this is the end of this game. The game is tough, actually. It was very rare thing that I won this game. It's not much about the strategy, although the strategy should also help you. It's more about the luck of the dice roll. But that's it. Do I like it or not? I think this is quite a fun, light game. I think the author made its best at keeping the atmosphere of the game, the atmosphere of the flavor of a terror movie. I tried to make my light today a little bit dark. I hope I didn't mess things up. I hope I made a good solution here. I hope you liked it. So the best thing about this game is the theme. From the point of view of game mechanics, it's very simple, very light. I think the best way is not to take this game seriously. If you just will have some fun, you will find this fun in this game. And I want to thank you for watching my video. I hope you will watch the other videos from this week from my friends who are busy with showing you the other games from the PNP Solitaire contest on the BGG. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a nice time. Goodbye.
Спасибо за просмотр видео на канале Пасьянс Show. Подписывайтесь на канал Pasyans Show, ставьте лайки и оставляйте комментарии. Еще больше Pasyans Show в социальных сетях, в Instagram и Twitter. Играйте в настольные игры. Пока!